So we got into all that nasty stuff through the problem, the numbers. It's tough, y'all. That's tough. But you know what? There's an answer. Or at least I think there was with me and my health. And I think at the very least, this will improve your health to an extent. Maybe it's not the end all be all answer for you, but it will definitely improve your health. Um, Here's our table of contents for our solution. So fasting, if you haven't learned about it, you don't know much about it, do your research on it. The whole reason intermittent fasting is beneficial is because it's supposed to trigger autophagy, which is basically you are turning on the garbage men of the human body. They're going to reduce, reuse, recycle. If the cell parts can be used, they're going to use them. If they got to be broken down, destroyed, and gotten rid of, they're going to be. It's a great way to take out the trash and get rid of toxins. Intermittent fasting is really feeding and fasting windows for at least 12 hours. So you might fast, and this can include sleeping or fast, but you might fast for 12 hours, and then you're going to eat all your meals and snacks within 12 hours. Some people will fast for 16 hours, again, including their sleep, and then they might eat all their meals in 8 hours, right? And again, this is very person dependent. A big part of this process is finding more about yourself, learning about your body, right? At least that's what it was for me, getting you in touch with your body and what's going on, learning how food affects you, impacts you, because it does. It does change the way you think. It can make you more excited, right? You drink coffee. People drink energy drinks and take pre-workout to get jacked up. What we eat influences us, okay? Intermittent fasting, great thing, reduces inflammation. And that reduces the risk of developing a ton of chronic diseases because they're all linked to systemic inflammation or chronic inflammation. This method, so fasting, I just kind of threw in there, right? Get an idea for it, look at it, maybe something you use, something you don't. When it comes to eating food or our diet, we're going old school. Learn to cook, drink your water, eat local, eat ingredients, whole foods, and then if you need to, if you're in the city, you can't grow your own food, go to farmers markets. If you're going to buy box stuff, at least get that's organic, non-GMO. Hydrate. Water and salt are essential nutrients required to sustain life. You need salt, right? So you have so many different functions in your body that require salt. Salt is not a bad thing. Okay, electrolytes are from salt. Recommendation, you're pretty active, you do a lot of sweating, exercising, you should be drinking at least half your body weight in ounces of water a day. So if I'm 200 pounds, I'm drinking 100 ounces of water a day. Eating local. Support your local community. You're going to support a farmer at a farmer's market. You're going to be helping out them, their family. Increases freshness, decreases preservatives. Good enough for me. Whole foods. We're talking minimally processed fruits, veggies, whole grains, nuts, seeds, minimally processed dairy. Contact some local farmers. We've changed where we get our milk from, and I've seen health benefits, drastic changes in nail health, really, to be quite honest with you, interestingly enough. Meat, legumes. Again, you're eating ingredients. Just making it yourself. Whole foods are nutrient dense. Nutrient dense foods have positive impact on mental and physical health. You're getting all your vitamins and minerals. They're going to get that metabolism back on track. And understand, if you've had a metabolism that's been jacked up, or you've been eating ultra processed foods for quite some time, it's going to take a little bit of time to filter out those chemicals and get your body working correctly and getting that weight loss to happen, or whatever it is going on. It's going to take some time. Fruits and vegetables, beans, and whole grains contain vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients. Right, so phytonutrients are linked to the colors of the fruit and vegetable. So a red fruit or vegetable has a specific set of phytonutrients compared to the blue and purple fruits and vegetables. Right, so that's why we're going to talk about eating the rainbow. These phytonutrients, there's over 10,000 of them. There's over 10,000 phytonutrients, and we're still discovering more. They promote mental and physical health and decrease your risk of disease. Right? All the different colors, fruits and vegetables. Eat the rainbow. Here it is. Different colored plants contain different phytonutrients, different vitamins, different minerals. The goal I'm recommending, what I try and do, I'm trying to eat 6 to 9 servings of different colored plants every day. I want to eat the rainbow. I'm getting all my fiber to feed my gut bacteria. right? These are carbohydrates. These are complex carbohydrates. These are the carbohydrates you've always eaten, okay? And then you're going to get all your phytonutrients, antioxidants, which are going to reduce inflammation in your body. So you're feeding your bacteria, which are then producing all the vitamins and minerals you need to reduce inflammation and fight disease. A half cup is a single serving of fruit or vegetable, unless it's dark leafy greens, which are very robust, fantastic. You need to be eating this. I got to get some dark leafy greens in you some way, somehow, right? Because they are so nutrient dense. They're very calorie sparse and incredibly nutrient dense. And that you need a cup of those. Your red fruits and vegetables reduce inflammation, stroke. They help out your eyesight. Red, orange, and yellow, very similar. Very similar phytonutrients, very similar antioxidant profile, but also very different, right? I've listed some of them. Obviously, not all of them, but just know, eat the rainbow. Make it simple. Do you got to know the names of these things and what exactly they're doing in your body to know that they're doing good? No, just know that they're doing good, right? Eat like your great grandparents would be eating, okay? Your orange fruits and vegetables, again, antioxidants, phytonutrients, carotenoids. They're going to help out your eyesight. They're anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, anti-aging, support immunity. At the sake of being redundant, I'm not going to continue to repeat every single thing, but fruits and vegetables. And they're, you hear people online too, they got anti-nutrients. They're, right? So again, these guys, they're not wrong. They do contain anti-nutrients that might inhibit the absorption of nutrients to some extent, but why? Why does nature package those? It's probably done for your own good to prevent an overaccumulation. Inflammation is necessary to create anti-inflammation, right? So when you work out, you're creating inflammation. Then your body answers that call when that bell's rung and creates an anti-inflammatory environment and repairs that muscle damage. Interesting. So inflammation, it's not bad. It's bad when it happens forever. Processed food causes chronic inflammation, which is continuous inflammation. Acute inflammation, little bouts, and then your body heals. That's good. You get a cut. It's inflamed. What's your body do? It heals it, answers the call. Greens. Get your dark leafy greens. I'd recommend a salad a day. Easy. I do. It cleans your blood. It's a huge detoxifier for your blood. I mean, that alone to me is the reason I eat dark leafy greens. It's clearing out my blood. If I got any chemicals that have made their way into my food, as I'm trying to eat as good as possible, 80 to 90% of the time, I'm trying to be as clean as I possibly can, right? Because we're not you don't have to be perfect, nor should you just completely throw everything away and adjust your, make it unsustainable where you can't even go out to eat with friends or family. You just got to pick and choose, figure out what works for you. But dark leafy greens once a day. Lots of vitamin K. Vitamin K is hugely important to your immune system because vitamin K produces what's known as vitamin K dependent proteins, and those proteins produce a ton of immune function. They fight off so many different diseases and create an anti-inflammatory environment. You need vitamin K. It's found in dark leafy greens as K1. K2 is in your butters, your cheeses, your milks. Your blue and purple, immunity, digestion, brain function, anti-inflammatory. Blueberries, Jim Quick, who's a learning coach, very famous, incredible coach. Blueberries, calls them brain berries. One of the best things for you. Berries are, right, if you're going to start your day off breakfast, I recommend blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, if you can do it. Get some kind of berry. Berries are very, very nutritious. I think it could also be because we're eating all those seeds. And those seeds is what's in nature, right? And one tiny seed is enough nutrition power to grow another plant. So think of how important that might be to your body to eat though. That's why you have to eat the seeds and berries. And is that why they're so nutritious? I don't know. I think so. White and tan fruits and vegetables, huge immune boosters. Garlic, right? Cauliflower, those types of things boost immunity. That allicin is a huge factor in garlic for boosting that immunity. Okay, antimicrobial, anti-cancer, anti-aging, you name it. Eat the rainbow. You need all those phytonutrients. Nuts and seeds. Nuts are seeds from trees, and seeds are seeds from flowers and crops. they're going to contain, again, like we said, the seeds, those nuts and seeds, proteins, fats, nucleic acids, B vitamins, vitamin E, all of these trace minerals, magnesium, phosphorus, copper, manganese, selenium. They're loaded. They're loaded. They're like a little goodie bag. They're action packed. They're full of power. Get those nuts and seeds in. Anti-inflammatory, antioxidative, right? They're going to help reduce reactive oxygen species, which cause issues throughout the body. That's what causes inflammation. Legumes, fantastic source of protein for anybody. These are huge into protein. Legumes have a ton of protein and a ton of fiber. Fantastic for the gut microbiome. Absolute must. Try and get them as often as you can. Again, tons of trace minerals. Look at this. Folate, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, manganese, zinc. Zinc is required by the immune system. Your body needs zinc to produce immunity. There it is right there. You get them in some legumes. Cook them yourself, right? We're trying to stay away from the processed stuff. Trying to, if you can avoid the beans that are already in cans, right? What else is in that can? Read the ingredients list. Is there all kinds of preservatives? That's no good. Get the beans that have been dried out and you rehydrate them and you make them yourself, right? And then store them. Your body needs fats. One of the worst things we ever did as a society was the push of low fat, high carbohydrate in the 90s. And we're still living that, right? Like you used to see those cookies that were, they just take out the fat and add more sugar. Is really all they do, because fat is what it makes things taste good. And when they take out the fat, right, like skim milk compared to whole milk, they're taking out a lot of that fat and they're adding sugar, because when you start taking out the fat, it doesn't taste as good to us. Coconut oil, solid oil to use. Again, I would check, make sure it's organic, non-GMO, what's type of deal, what's the ingredients in it. Ghee is a clarified butter used in a lot of Indian Far East cuisine. Very nutrient dense, organic butter or even grass-fed butter. Extra virgin olive oil and avocado oil, again, beneficial to health. Extra virgin means it's on the first press. So they take that, from my understanding, they take that olive, and if it's a cold press, they're pressing that oil out of, that would be the extra virgin. You bring it out, you press it again, that would be your virgin oil, like that. Grass-fed cows. So a cow is a ruminant, and which means it has a 4-chambered stomach that is especially designed for eating grass. Now that we feed cows corn and soy, not because it's good for them, we do it so we can make them fatter faster, because cattle are bought based on how much they weigh, that price. If it makes them fatter faster and creates inflammation, what's it doing us? I think it makes us fatter faster and creates inflammation. And the research by Dr. Lustig, compared to grass-fed cows, corn and soy-fed cows actually have higher, there's more branched-chain amino acids found within their meat, and that actually it can overwhelm the liver and cause also fatty liver disease, okay? Or contribute to more liver fat, I should say, contribute to more liver fat. Right, their meat actually their muscle contains a higher level of branched-chain amino acids due to consuming corn and soy. What we feed animals matters, right? It does matter. It's impacting us. Grass-fed cows, meat, milk, and butter, higher in vitamin A and in the carotenoids, which are basically, they're converted to vitamin A, and they also have other, when they're not converted to vitamin A, they fulfill other roles in the human body. Pasture-raised chickens. When you can, if you can get local eggs, local chicken, go for it. Pasture-raised chickens get plenty of movement, sunlight, and they're eating, they're omnivores. They're eating a plethora of food that's going to make them healthy. Insects, grasses, grains, stuff they find, bugs, you know what I mean? Legumes. Check out the pasture-raised chicken and eggs, right? They are more nutritious. They can, look at the shells. Do your own experiment. Go get some pasture-raised eggs and get some conventionally raised chicken eggs and crack them and feel the difference in the shell, because I have, and one is very brittle, so which means it's probably low in calcium, and one is very tough and rigid, which means it's very high in calcium. Do the experiments yourself. Test these things out. Document. Learn. Again, pasture-raised chickens. I said organic, so when you're in the grocery store, that's what you're looking for, because pasture-raised, I don't know if it's more turning into a marketing term now. I would, again, try and get local eggs if you can. It's the best thing to do. higher in all the fat soluble vitamins, the B vitamins. They are just. I start every morning off. I'm trying to eat between 3 and 6 eggs every morning, minimum. That's when I feel at my best. Cold water fish. If you can go out and really any fish, right? Like your warmer water fish, I guess you'd call it. Like your could be bass. I've never eaten bass. Could be bass, but your pike, your walleye, your perch. If you're going to catch it, keep it, eat it, right? Fish oils, great proteins, vitamins A, D, trace minerals. They are fantastic. If you're at the grocery store purchasing fish, make sure it is wild caught. Farm fish are just like farm cattle. Farm fish are being fed corn and soy. All your farm raised salmon is actually dyed pink because the salmon eat, I believe it's crustacean that turns their meat pink. So when they're raised on corn and soy, they don't get the pink meat, so they actually have to dye it, and there's like a little color wheel, right? Like just like you pick paint splotches from Lowe's or Home Depot, you do the same thing when the factory farm salmon get ready to be dyed. Pick what color you want. It's nuts. What's that dye made out of? Why is it? It's not good, right? And then the farm fish are high in contaminants. I mean, these things again, they're living in their own filth, and there's tons of chemicals growing around them. They got to be, because they're living in their own filth in these giant containers that they're kept in. There's tons of antibiotics in that water to keep them from getting sick. Whole grains. Whole grains contain the bran, the germ, the endosperm, right? This is where all the fiber and a lot of the vitamins are. So you're going to get, when whole grains, especially if it's sprouted bread, even better. Some of your fat-soluble vitamins, some of your water-soluble vitamins, a ton of trace minerals, and a ton of fiber, right? Love it. Got to have it. If we're going to eat grains, you want to make sure it's whole grains. You want to make sure it's real whole grains, because you got to be reading ingredient labels, because at the end of the day, some stuff that's marketed as whole grain, it might not necessarily be whole grain worth thinking of. Sweets. Talked a lot about, because a lot about fruit, vegetables, all of these, trying to get the grass-fed beef, the pasture-raised chicken. You want something sweet. Haven't talked a lot about it. I love adding maple syrup and honey to my things. A go-to for me, right? Like even sometimes if I want a little treat, I'll add a little maple syrup to my milk. I know it sounds bizarre, but shake it up and try it, and you'll be like, oh my God. But it has to be 100% maple syrup. Can't be any of that fake stuff. Can't be high fructose. And it's got to be raw honey. Okay? You want it as close to natural, nature intended as possible. And I don't know if your body can convert this stuff to fat. I don't think you start consuming it to test it. But I think something to think about is this is like, there's a lot of glucose, and I think a lot of it's being primed for energy. There's also a lot of antioxidants in it. I think it is a great, where it's not getting converted to fat like sugar and processed fructose. Your body's doing positive things with this. Lots of trace minerals, lots of antioxidants. Try it out. Honey doesn't go bad. Not in your lifetime, not in your kid's lifetime, not in your kid's lifetime. Like 2,000 to 3,000 year old honey, right? You can even heal wounds with honey, reduce inflammation with honey. Try it out. Your meals, real simple meal guidelines. Eat 3 colors of the rainbow at each meal. Eat a protein and eat your fat. You got fiber, you got your protein, you got your fat, you got all the building blocks you need. You just hit your macro and micronutrients. Your snacks, if you need a snack, right? Most days, and if you can't do this every day, that's, you adjust. But a fruit, some sort of vegetable, or a protein, are all very various throughout the day. I love snacking on fruit. I'll grab a banana and an apple as my snack, and an orange, or 3 bananas. For dessert, doesn't have to be every day, right? If you love ice cream, I'm not telling you not to love ice cream. Go nuts. I like to substitute things. Try and make it healthier. Well, I still eat, it's my son or daughter's birthday and they got cake. Sometimes I will. Sorry. Sometimes I don't. And they let me know, but I like to substitute my yogurt, or I'll freeze bananas 2 to 3 hours in the freezer, throw them in the blender with some milk, blend them up, and I'll add, maybe nuts, maybe seeds, maybe other fruit, chocolate chips. I'll definitely add maple syrup or honey to sweeten it, and it is phenomenal. I love it, and I might be different, but I think it's worth giving it a try and see if you like it. If I want a big protein boost, I'll add some chia and some flax seeds, maybe some protein powder. Boom. What do I really think is happening with all these foods? Yeah, they're good for us as they've always been, and the reason being they interact with our genes, right? Um, they're keeping us free of toxins. They're helping us filter us of toxins, and they're keeping us running on optimum. You're basically just putting good gas into your body. What happens when you put bad gas into a car? Breaks down. What happens when you put bad gas into your body, i.e., bad food and drink? It breaks down. You get a lot of, so there's these things called microRNA in food. So DNA, you take your DNA, this is how cell division works. You're kind of copying your DNA. A copy of DNA or a specific set of instructions of DNA is made, and that's what RNA is. Okay, that's transcription. Transcription takes place, and this specific complementary strand of RNA is made. Okay. From there, translation occurs, and that RNA is turned into a protein, right? In between transcription and translation, microRNAs, which are regulators, can edit this RNA, and they can make improvements. Your body can make microRNAs, but then there's also microRNAs that we get from the food we eat. MicroRNAs from food regulate a number of biological functions, including metabolism. Cell division. What's uncontrolled cell division? Cancer. An error in differentiation could cause cancer. MicroRNAs help regulate this, and microRNAs are found in the food we eat. When it's whole foods, it's minimally processed, and it's the way nature intended. MicroRNAs influence health through epigenetic regulation. What's that mean? Epigenetics means above genetics, okay? And these are, epigenetics is changes to our DNA that doesn't happen, changes to our gene expression not due to changes in DNA. So an example of epigenetic change would be you have identical twins. They're separated at birth. One twin sits on the couch, eats ultra-processed food every day, has a heart attack at 57, has issues. The other twin, whole foods, exercises. At 57, they just got done running a marathon. They both have the same set of genetic instructions, but one twin had changes in their gene expression due to the food they ate and the exercise they got, okay, that promote health. That's epigenetics. And they are now seeing this is inheritable. We can pass these down to our children, which is even more important if you're a parent to do things the right way, to set the right example, or to figure out a way what's going to ensure your health and your child's health, okay? Diet-induced epigenetic changes explain how certain diets, exercises, different things promote health. Make it simple. I gave you a whole bunch of basically support for this. That's helped me. That's changed my life. Whole foods promote health. Eat ingredients. Buy ingredients. You're going to minimize, even if it's not organic or non-GMO and you're just buying things from the store, you're going to be exposed to far less chemicals than if you were to buy ultra-processed foods, okay? Whole foods are full of vitamins and minerals. They're going to power your metabolism and keep that metabolism humming. Getting rid of that fat, making you run more efficiently. Whole foods are what we've always ate. Up until post-World War II, we always ate whole foods. Again, 230 references. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you listening. I hope this helps you in some way, shape, or form. It has helped me, and I just felt this was absolutely necessary to share and get that out there. Ultra-processed food is our enemy. It is not for us. It is not good for our metabolism. It's not good for you, your kids, your parents. Check out the studies. Question what information I've presented to you, and go from there.